Hey guys, this is Nick coming to you with another Infinity Kingdom video. This one will be all about Alliance Supremacy. We will look a little bit at it, but I want this video to be a little bit more about feedback, my feedback on this event, and asking you guys what is your take on this event. Because I was fortunate enough to be in one of the top 48 alliances for a second time during this event. So I was able to play this event again. And personally, I really enjoy it. I really like it. I think it's a good twist on Arena, but towards Alliance based instead. But I do think there's a lot to be done with this event. There's a lot to be optimized. And there are different aspects of the event that needs to be optimized, in my opinion. You have the way you fill the lanes, the way that once it's 2020, you cannot add anybody else until somebody is kicked. I think it should be different in that regard. I think the UI, when it comes to the matchup here, the result here is needs to be updated. Like even once the battle is finished, we see lane A, B, C, match. I don't think it's really useful. I think it should be whoever won this matchup, their name should appear here. So example, CD, pure. So meaning CD won lane A, B, but lost C. And then here, if they won match one, it should be CD if they won all three, right? So small optimization when it comes to how the event is played out, I think needs to be done. But the main focus of this video and the main feedback I have from this event is more geared towards the event as a whole. When you look at this event, you look at the rules, there's 3 rules on how to participate. The first one is absolutely useless. Anybody that is in a server 15 days and under, and honestly, even at 15 days and 16 days, there's no way, absolutely no way that they're in the top 48 alliances. There's just no way. When it comes to the second one, it's a little bit more relevant. Again, this here it's never going to make it to top 48. Alliance level 6, probably not neither, but I do think players that are in the top 48 alliances needs to be active. Now, the game is healthy at the moment still, so there's not a problem there. I think any top 48 alliances have at least 45 active players. I'm just a little bit more curious as to what is active. Is it hyper? Is it like inactive that are counted as inactive, or a player that have not logged in a long time? But overall, this rule is fine. And now number 3. This is where the problem really is. Only top 48 alliances. First, there's 2 problems with that. The first one is that when you look at the game, some player might think that 48 alliances participating in this event is quite a lot. If you look at other events, example TOS, you only have a few servers per TOS matchup. But the issue with top 48 in the whole game, there's a lot of alliances out there that don't get to do anything for this event. They're only spectator. If you look at this way, when you create a character, you can see that there's actually 451 server now. It's not quite accurate because there have been merged, right? When you look at here, we're now at 20 merged server. So if you look at example 16, jumps to 22. So 17, 18, 19, 21, 2021 does not exist anymore. So overall, there's actually not 450 server, but around 450 or so. Well, if you look at around 450 server, you compare it to 48 alliances, then less than 10% or so, 11% of the server don't get to play this event at all. Even more so when you look at the matchup table, you can quickly see that there is some server that appears multiple times. I think that's normal. They are the strongest server. They have multiple strong alliances. But still, at the end of the day, that means even less server get to even play the event. If you take a look, M14 is there at least twice, 73 is there 2 or 3 times, 136 2 or 3 times, 38 is there like 4 times, at 56 also 2 times. So when you take that top 48 alliances, it actually represents around 35, maximum 40 server. But there are actually 450 server or so. So that means around less than 10% of the server gets to play this event at the moment and the way it's currently set up. That's the first problem. There's too many players that do not get to even try this event. They're only spectators. And the issue is also, I would say, multiplied because the last two events in Alliance Supremacy and Wild Furnace were extremely geared toward top alliances, right? Wild Furnace is not too bad, and we're probably not going to get it again. And everybody was able to participate. Even if you had only a few resources, at least you were able to participate. But this one, you're just not able to participate at all. You can only look at the results. Your alliances, your servers don't get to do anything. The second issue with that is that it's top 48 alliances. But here, this event will come back again in a month. It's an event that lasts 1 month, that comes back every month from now on. But the top 48 alliances are not going to change all that much. If you're in an alliance that is around 35, 40, you might have a risk of falling out of top 48. If you're in an alliance maybe 55, 60, you might have a chance to get into the top 48. But anybody else, top 16 probably always going to be in the top 48. But more importantly, anybody that is under 70 or so are never going to really have any chance to make it to top 48. So we'll really never have any chance to even try this event once. It's just not going to happen because of this certain recent change to migration. It's even harder for smaller server to gain power because if you look at the new rules, now you have a number of player cap per season that can comes into the server if they're higher than the average top player in your server. If you're in a weaker server, chances are this number is even lower. And as your server is weaker and weaker, this number goes down. A lot of the player in the stronger server, a lot of the older player that would be able to bring your power up are going to be above this number. So if they're looking to migrate as a group, they're not going to be able to come into your server all at once. As soon as they're more than 6 or 8, in our case now 6, they're not going to be able to migrate all at once into your server. They'll need to do so in multiple instances. After the next KVK, a lot of the players that want to stick together will not accept that, will not go for your server. They will go for servers that will allow them to migrate as a group. Those are the stronger server. Their server already in the top 48. So it makes it less appealing for players to come into smaller server. On top of that, if you look at the Alliance Supremacy, which is the newest event, you can't do it if you're in a weaker server. So if you're in a stronger server and you can't play the event, why would you go to a weaker server? There are reasons you feel more relevant in a weaker server because you are not outshadowed by a lot of mid spender or big spender, which is one of the main reasons to be in a weaker server. But now with these events coming out that you cannot play, you need to make a decision. Do I want to be relevant in my server, in my alliance, or do I want to play the game? So I think it's a line that we need to be careful on when it comes to new event gear only towards top alliances. And because of the way it's currently shaped up, that means only the top 48 alliance gets to enjoy and even try the event. And when the event come back again, it's most likely going to be at around the same alliances or so. There's going to be maybe one or two new, and some of them are going to drop, but it's not going to be 48 new alliances, right? So I think this is the main issue with the current event that needs to be optimized. In my opinion, it needs to be some kind of division. And I will ask at the end of the video, I would like everybody's feedback because I do think this event is really fun, really nice, but he needs to be optimized by the time this event comes again so that more people, more players can enjoy it. The way I see it is installing some kind of division. It can be done for this event only, but I think it should be done for a lot of the event actually. The division in this case would be Division 1, top 48 player alliances. Having the top 48 alliances in one division, and then 49 until it makes 48 total alliances would be in Division 2. Then Division 3, 4, 5, and so on until you hit everybody in the game. So basically, everybody in the game will get to play. The bigger server will play against themselves, and the weaker server will play against themselves. Now I understand that the goal of this is, again, they give out rewards, so it should be the stronger servers that gets them, and I fully understand and I fully accept that and I fully approve. That is why I think these reward in Division 1 should be the best rewards. And then in Division 2, you would get less rewards. 3, 4, 5, 6 would get less and less rewards as you go down in division. Even if you at some point don't get any rewards or a few resources, a few speed ups, at the very least, you can play the event. I think that's the main point. That's the main issue here. It's not about the rewards going to the top alliances, in my opinion. It's about the players that cannot play the event at all. So having division would be a lot better because everybody would be able to play it. But more importantly, even for the stronger alliances, it will make a difference for them because it will become a lot more fun in the long run. The way I would do the division is instead of having the top 16 compete and the rest of the brackets not do anything, again, this event will be coming every month once. If you are in the top 48 currently and you lose in the brackets, that means you get to play this event around 4-5 days every month because you lose in the brackets. So you're eliminated after the brackets. You get to be a spectator like all the other players that didn't get to play at all for the rest of the event. And then you need to wait one more month to try to play the event again for a few days. I think that's not effective. That's not really nice to the vast majority of the player. So you would have top 16 compete against each other for the top 16 with these rewards. You would have 16 to 32. So the middle 16 competing against each other for lower reward. Example, the reward 16 will be higher than the one that the top, so number 17 will get in the different bracket, right? But you would still be in Division 1, and the bottom 16 would compete for lower reward, but at the same time, they would compete to stay in the division, and the bottom 8 will drop into Division 2. The top 8 of Division 2 will go up into Division 1, and that would happen with all the division. That means the division will change. At least 8 of the alliances will change every time. So new 8, when it comes to the bottom, goes to Division 2. Division 2 top 8 goes to Division 1 and so forth. So this will keep the competition going and way more healthy than just having base power do all the choosing when it comes to who participate and who compete against who. I think that would be a lot more fun for everybody, especially the one that cannot play the game at all, this event at all at the moment. So I would like your feedback if you think this event is fun, if you were even able to play it or not, and if you have any suggestion when it comes to optimizing the event. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, guys.